So here's another way I make money and get things for free. Obviously I resell. Now here is a huge box and I'm selling it just as one big box full of all sorts of party things. So there's lots of different masks, banners, party banners. A lot of this is brand new stuff that I won in an auction, like the party poppers. It was amongst other stuff I wanted in one big box at an auction, and I've just put it back in here. I think I didn't want and kept the things I did want. But I've also gone through all my dance costumes. We've got tails, all sorts of animal tails. There's so much in here. It's amazing. As I say, balloons and everything you could want for parties, dressing up. There's tambourines, party ribbons, hats, dressing up outfits, different mask things to take photos with. So much in there, and I'm only asking €10 for the whole lot. And as you know, my friend gives me loads of books. They've been passed round and round a group of people, and now everyone's read them basically. So she said, when you finish reading them, just do whatever you want with them. And she said, if you don't know what to do, just use them for the fire. Now I really can't do that with books. There's going to be someone who wants books. And I tried to put them on FLAVOURS, which is like a Craigslist, but only for Cyprus. And as you can see, I've got 2 boxes there and this big crate. In the big crate alone, there's 88 books. And I was going to do them, but that was one set, and then these 2 boxes is another set. So I put in the listing box of books, and they kept moderating the advert saying you can't say box of books because that's lots of books and you can only sell one item. So I do have these 2 cookery books. They're brand new. This one is £20. There's that one. And then this one is £26. So they're brand new. So I didn't want to. The thing with this is you either have to post them, which obviously being heavy books I don't want to do. And we had an issue last time when someone said they wanted something. The postage gets paid by the person who wants the item. It got posted to them. We got a phone call from the postal service to say, come and collect your item within so many days or it will be thrown away. And we went in to collect it. They said they changed their mind. Now, we then had to pay the postage, even though if we'd have said right away, we would have lost the item as well. So we had to pay the postage to get it back. So we're not doing that anymore. The only other option is to meet up somewhere. And as you know, we're miles away from anywhere, so it's a bit of a drive. And then if the people don't turn up or whatever, plus, as I say, they wouldn't accept box of books in their listing. So I wrote to them, FLAVOURS, and I said, what can we write that you accept? It's one box of books. Everything in the box is the one price for the whole lot. They said, no, you can't word it like that. You have to say set. Now, they're all random books. There's a J.K. Rowling in there. There's Ruth Rendell. There's all sorts of books. They're a right old mixture. Right old mixture. All sorts. Lots of famous authors, but all different. And they said, say set of books. Well, they're clearly not a set of books. So they wanted me to word it wrongly. So I thought, what can I do? And then I remembered when we first came out here, there were 2 second-hand bookshops. Now we think only one still exists. And I phoned them up. I'm not sure quite how it works. I've forgotten. But you can buy books from them. And then they put a stamp in it to say it was from their second-hand shop. And then when you take the book back, you get a discount on buying more books from there. I think one of these has one of those stamps in it. Yes. So there we go. That way, it depends on the book. They put the price in the book, so it's €2. It was Cyprus pounds then. Marilyn's book swap, 40% credit on return. And I suddenly remembered these, so I phoned up the other day. One was called Anna's and one's called Marilyn's. And I phoned up the one that still exists, which we hadn't ever been to, which I believe was Marilyn's is the second one. And I phoned up, I said, do you accept them? I've got a big crate full of books. And she said, yes, absolutely. And I said, do you know how hard it's been to try and get rid of second-hand books? Oh no, she said, we really want them. So she was going on something about, because I said, will I get something for them? And she was going on something about you get some credit, and she goes through them all and checks she wants them. Obviously, they're not broken back books or whatever, she said, and then we will sell them. So I'm not quite sure if I'm getting some money or some credit or how it works, but that's what we're doing tomorrow. And I said to Mike, if I only get some books in return, that I go around her shop and get some different books, I will gladly do that. And then I'm assuming they're all going to have the stamping, and I get from there, so I can take it back and get some credit back. Now, if this book was supposedly, as I say, it was Cyprus pounds, the money, years ago. So if that was 2 Cyprus pounds, I don't know if they look at the price. It was originally £9.99, but it's a very, very old book. I think I should get something decent. As I say, this crate is full. There's 88 books I know there, because I counted them to sell them initially. This box is absolutely full. And then the last ones I've been reading, because I knew I was going to go, I wanted to finish some books I wanted to read, but no, I didn't want to keep. And I just feel that we'll pack those better. But we're going tomorrow. So we're going tomorrow. I will take them all in, and I will let you know what happened there and how it worked exactly. So you can see the books are gone. We've just got the party box left, and Mike's got a whole load of joints, and I'll show you a clip of that with the list of what's in there for sale. Just looking for a plumber who wants them all. So this was the bookshop we went to, Book Swap, and it was a little bit confusing because one of the shops was called Marilyn's and one was called Anna's. And when we went in, the lady said, yes, I'm Marilyn and Anna is my daughter, and they both had separate shops. So that explains that. And if any of you want more information, there's the phone number there. And she said, you've got far too many books here for me to sort out right now. So I said, I won't look around then, because obviously I won't have the credit note. And she said, no, do have a look around. And she said, I'll work out the credit note. And then she puts it on a card. And she said, I'll remember you'll have to pay today for the books, but then I'll work it out and write it on your card. When she worked out, she did say you won't get very much for the books because they're old books. We'll see. We will see. I don't know what she means by not very much, when I've just bought all these off of her and paid €6. Now, whether that includes my credit as well, none of them are priced. So again, another Patricia Jordan book. I've talked about Patricia Jordan, who does lots of books now about growing in Cyprus, and this is the Cyprus orchard. So again, this has got lots of vegetables in. So this would be handy to see when she says to sow the stuff here, because as you know, I sow things very early. I start my spring seeds in September and October. So I'm going to have a good look at that. And let's see if I can pick a tip from here as well. So I didn't really look much through it in the shop. And I will go through these in greater detail on another video. I picked up this one for fun. Known Greek in 25 years. I think that's quite funny. A crash course for the linguistically challenged. So that's quite fun. So I thought this might be done in simple form. I did look through, it's easy level, but there's always another little tip or another way of learning. So I will have a look through that. Then I got a bird book. I have seen this before in the auction, I think it was. So I picked that up. Bird book of Cyprus specifically. So we have tons of these in our garden. The hoopy bird. We have families of them, babies of them. And they say they're hard to have them nesting in your garden. We have them here, that's why. So tons of those on our land. So I will enjoy flicking through this. Lots of pictures, which is always helpful. And then I picked up this one, Birds in Cyprus. Birds of Cyprus. Now, funny enough, it's by Bill Oddie, and any English people will know who Bill Oddie is. He was one of the goodies, a sort of comedy, I'm going to say programme. It was a bit off the wall, the goodies, and Bill Oddie was one of those, and he was very interested in birds, apparently, all his life, and that's what he does now. He's very much into wildlife and doing things with that. So it's all about bird species. It's all a little bit different, this book. So again, I will go through this in more detail another time. But yeah, I'll have a read of that. Something very different. I think it's regions, what birds will be in what regions. And finally, I got yet another Sheila Hawkins book. She lives in Cyprus and writes about her journey moving here and living here. I haven't got this one. This one's Beyond Our Dreams. And her husband does all the artwork inside. So he does all this artwork. Obviously, I know where she lives and about the places she writes about. So another book I will enjoy reading. So that's my little haul. As I say, I can't tell you right now how much I got for the books and how many of the books I will end up getting for free. When I go back, I'll obviously get some more books as well, and I will give you a roundup of the final price. I will put some of my charity shop book hauls below, so you can look at those videos as well. So do take a look at that. And just as I'm finishing off this video, I got a missed call, and it was a lovely lady at the shop, and she said, I've got €16 something credit. So I got all these for free, I would think then. Whether she took that off, I don't know. But do go and have a look at the shop if you're there. She loves books. There's some really good posters in the shop as well. And if you want to chat, she's always willing to have a good chat. She's specifically interested in getting children interested in books, and there's a really good poster there. And the poster said something about people that read books live 1,000 lives, something like that, and that was really good. So do go and have a look. If you've got any books, do take them in and do go and browse, and do share this as well for anyone you know, either holidaying or living in Cyprus. Also, while we were out, our toaster packed up the other day. It just wouldn't work, wouldn't stay down or anything. So Mike went out and quickly got another toaster. And when he got the toaster, the bread just wasn't toasting properly. It was very burnt and only half of it seemed to be toasted anyway. So we turned it right down, tried again. No, again, only half the bread was toasting. Where I say half, I'm talking one side, and the other bit of it wasn't done at all. Mike said, oh, we have to take it out and turn it around. So I was like, no, that's not a toaster. And then the other slice didn't toast at all. So he said, no, we can't have that. So we took it back today, and you will not believe that straight away he took it in, he said what had happened, and the lady said, no problem at all, go and find another one, a different make, and bring it back and sorted. How many of you have service like that for refunds? Well, that's Cyprus for you. So this is the one we've got to replace it. So we've gone for a brand that we do know, Tefal, which we know. It's a funny colour, I don't know if you can tell from here, it's sort of a stony colour. So it's been so quick getting the other one and taking it back that obviously I didn't even get to show you that. So wish us luck with that. This is also wider because I had a thick bit of crust in the other one I tried and it wouldn't even go in. So it wasn't because of that. So wish us luck with this toaster and we'll see how this one goes. And this one also comes with this that you can toast buns and other things on the top. So there we go. Thanks Mike for the demo.